Hi, welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth. I'm Elizabeth, your hostess tonight, and tonight we're talking about fad diets. How many of you have been on fad diets? Please, everybody raises their hand. I've been on every one of them, I think. I've tried every one of them. But what is a fad diet? It's just unbelievable what some of the things that they're expecting you to do. But we spend $160 million, $160 million a year Americans spend on diet products. On diet products. And yet, spending that kind of money, 6 out of 10 people in America are still overweight. Now I'm saying, what? What, really? How could we spend that kind of money and be still overweight? That's a lot of money a person, isn't it? 300,000 people in the United States. I'm 300,000.
160 million.
Yeah, 360 minutes. And we spend 160 million on diet products. That's a lot. Well, whoever is a math genius, that is a lot of money for us to be spending on diet products. But and to be 6 out of 10 still overweight is an incredible amount. So how do we spot a bad diet? First, dramatic weight loss in a short time. How many times have you seen lose 10 pounds in a week? Have you heard any of that lately?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the grapefruit diet.
Oh,
they claim that you can lose 10 pounds in a week, and I've gone on it. And you know what? You can. And then you can gain back the rest right after the week.
Yeah, you can gain back the 10 pounds and then some. Because every time you deprive yourself to that degree, you can gain it right back. Mm-hmm. Anybody else that heard anything new lately?
I just heard an ad for diet water on the radio that you drink this water and you're not supposed to have to change your normal eating habits and lose weight.
You know what? Honestly, you can't be serious. I mean, I know. I'm like going, oh my God. And somebody will pay for that. Let's not even think about that they won't pay it. Remember, I was talking a couple of weeks ago about that new diet out that is all shakes, and it's $59 a day for smoothies.
My God.
I'll make you all smoothies for $59 a day. For goodness sakes, it can't take you 5 minutes to make a smoothie. So that's one of the ways. How about elimination of entire food groups?
Oh, yeah, the South Beach diet.
Yeah, well, even Atkins, and it's not bad in one respect that it, eliminates white flour, white rice, those sort of things, bad carbs. But it also eliminates fruit. The only fruit you can have in small amounts are strawberries or blueberries.
That's ridiculous.
And that's ridiculous because that's not good for your body at all. And then to maintain that weight loss is pretty darn difficult. Oh, I love it. Without diet or exercise, lose all the weight you want without diet or exercise. That's my favorite diet. How do you get to do that?
Is that the Dexatrim diet? I went on that once.
Oh, the Dexatrim, which is just speed really. Yeah, right. That's exactly right.
And you can't sleep.
Can't sleep.
You can't sit still.
Or that one, that powder. I haven't seen that one in a while. Remember, it was a powder. It was a powder that you put on your food before you started eating.
Oh yeah.
It was probably like putting something like sawdust on your food. So of course you'd lose weight because you'd say to yourself, "Yeah, I'm not eating any more of that." So, I know, really. Just the whole without diet or exercise is just a ridiculous thought. Because let's just look at exercise. Let's forget the diet, the nutrition part of it for 1 second. Exercise does something for you that's a little bit better than just helping you lose weight. It's good for your head. And when it helps stress, as we talked about last week, and it helps, level you out. I mean, or in my case, if I get an endorphin high, I'm like, I don't know, it's like a drug. Have you ever gotten an endorphin high?
Yeah, and I usually end up like cleaning my lawn or something.
Yeah, right. Wow, is that a piece of paper on my lawn? It's better than speed. How about the 24-hour or 7-day diet? What good is that going to do you? Does that lead you to a healthy lifestyle? Does it give you any time to change your eating habits or get used to, certain things? It doesn't. It just doesn't. Oh, and this is one of my favorite. Complex scientific proof that no one understands. And they'll say, if you'll eat this protein with this carb, it will, and then it describes in such detail that you wouldn't even be able to understand it if you were, a rocket scientist. And then there's always the disclaimer at the bottom of every one of these ads. Weight loss not usual. I mean,
Results not usual.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
What does it say?
It says results of weight loss are not usual or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yes. And we want to be results definite. I want definite results. So I was looking at a bunch of different types of diets, and I got to tell you, it's been long time of people trying anything but eating well or exercising. Let's just start with my top favorite, the tapeworm. Have you ever heard of that? The tapeworm diet? Well, this is a long time ago. What you would do, and I have the ad. In fact, the ad comes on before the show, so you'll see it. I found all these different ads, and you swallow a couple of tapeworm eggs, live tapeworm eggs.
Oh.
And of course, in the ad, which you'll see before the show starts, it shows the bottle and it's a skeleton on the bottle.
Ah!
I know, right? Exactly. And people took this. You could die from this. It's because you're not getting any food. Your nutrition level is down to nothing. And that people would actually do that, would you ever even consider such a thing?
Nope.
But people did. AIDS, the candy, AIDS, that was a little, you ever remember that one? It was a little chocolate square that was supposed to fill you up, like it was supposed to blow up in your stomach and make you feel full. But the big ingredient in it was benzocaine, and that's used by dentists. So what it would do is numb your tongue, and you couldn't keep food in your mouth because my father and I used to eat that like candy. It's true. But you would take one and then I never realized at the time that it had benzocaine in it. I just thought my tongue was numb and there was no way I could eat, because if I tried to eat, food would just fall out of my mouth. It's like when you get a filling. So isn't that ridiculous?
And
so
not taste good.
And of course nothing would taste good. And then there was, and I'm sure this wasn't the only brand, it was called Lamar soap. Wash your fat away. How? Oh, I want that one. Just let me take a shower and, I'll wash my fat away. I was like, oh, come on. Really? Then there was, I don't know if any of you remember, they had, but these were in a lot of cigarette commercials. Stay slender with Lucky Strikes, or become thin with Camels. How apropos is that? That's what they were suggesting, that you smoke cigarettes in order to lose weight. And I think that's what made because women didn't early on smoke, and then, of course, they started telling us we were overweight. It was so ridiculous. And another one that I thought was really ridiculous was the sugar diet. And this is where you would have a cup of ice cream. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh my God.
I'm certain put out by the sugar industry. You would have like a cup of ice cream before dinner or lunch, and it would make you not be as hungry. The sugar diet. I know.
Sugar makes I mean, when I eat something like that, it makes me hungrier and crave more.
Right, it makes you go like this. Don't you get really tired and you're all like done and can't, want to be all, asleep. If I have something sugary, I had a little Snickers, and honestly, a half hour after I had that Snickers bar, my eyes were so heavy I couldn't believe it, and that was from the sugar. Because I don't eat a lot of sugar, so when I have it. And then, of course, there's the prescriptions, from real doctors.
Oh, yeah.
There was the one, I won't name any names, but it was one that my doctor gave me. And I came home, and my friend came over who was a real health, real strong guy, really worked out, ate well. And he said, always on a diet, because he was overweight as a child. And he told me, I said, look what I got. I got a prescription for the doctor for this stuff right here. And he goes, yeah, we're going to have to wear a diaper with that. Because you don't have control. It washes the fat out of your body some miraculous way, some really horrible way. And so you have no control over, whatever, I don't want to say, but you just don't have any control over it. So that's one type of pill that is still on the market. I think it's still on the market that you could actually get. But,
I know there's teas like that where you can drink tea and it makes you...
do that? Well, because
Yeah.
they had that other stuff, Alestra. They said
Oh,
that
yeah.
that did that too.
Potato chips.
I
Is
think
that
it's
what that
I
is?
think it's still out there. I think you can still buy potato chips that's cooked in Alestra, and I mean, when I can make my own, I'd honestly rather and not have all that
And know what's in it.
and
If
know
you
what's
make
in
your
it. Yes,
own.
a potato. Not no secrets. And then of course, in my time, they would give you diet pills, and they would have this one diet pill that was it's like methamphetamine or something. You'd be like speeding all day long and not sleeping at all at night. And I went to my doctor. This is a medical doctor, not a fake doctor. I went to my doctor and I said, I can't sleep. These are really good because, you could do a lot of work. You cleaned your house. There wasn't anything. Everything was done. Your job, everything was filed, put away.
Made you smarter.
You were
Like you were so keen.
You were so keen, or at least you thought you were. And he said, oh, I can take care of that. And I said, okay. He says, well, I have these time-released, same medicine, but it had a time-released Seconal in it. So after 10 hours, the Seconal would be released into your speeding body. And a Seconal is like taking 25 Tylenol PMs.
Oh,
So you would just honestly...
Come to a stop.
You would just come to a stop and pass out. After 10 hours. So if you took this pill at 8 o'clock in the morning, by 8 o'clock at night, it was just starting to do its job and you were out like a light. Because it was I know, and that was from a real doctor. I went to one doctor that every week he would raise the dose of the amount of speed you would get. He was a diet doctor at the time. That's what they would actually call him, diet doctor. Does anybody try? Now you tried Dexatrim, so that we know that's just speed. Anybody try any? What did you try?
I did. I tried some kind of speed thing. I don't remember the name of it.
Uh-huh.
But while I was in college, I remembered doing that. And I wasn't even heavy then. Like, I really wasn't. I just remember, like, getting straight A's, doing I remember thinking, this makes me
I don't know.
smarter.
I'm starting to feel like it sounds like a good idea.
No, but then you just can't function without it. Took me a while to break that.
wow.
Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second, because it really can do a job on you. I had those for a while, but once I had the Seconal situation going on with the speed, once that happened, my eyes were dilated all the time. And so when a candlelight, I would be like this.
Wow.
And I just had to stop taking them. I was really on it. It was crazy. I was crazy. So I stopped taking those altogether and never took anything like that again. Until, many years later, till I got the one that needs the diaper Keep that in mind, how attractive that is. So, you know, I mean, just let's not even think about it anymore. So, and then there's this other one that kills me. It's the you know, like you want to look thinner, so you put on the rubber suit. But we have a friend who wore the rubber pants underneath her gym clothes so she would sweat more. Well, great, that's really great to sweat more. But when you do that, what do you think is really going to happen?
You get dehydrated.
Well, that could be, yeah, Felicia, you could get dehydrated. Sure, why not? That's the first thing I would think. But what else? It's not real weight loss. The second you have a bottle of water, it's all back on. I mean, I don't see any purpose in it. And the discomfort that she must have felt going to the gym with this underneath is ridiculous. And now I notice that there's places popping all over that are like melt the fat on you, or they wrap you in like saran wrap you know, to detox you. And
put a raisin in your belly button so you'll look like a cookie.
Yeah. Oh, flat as a cookie. And now we have the corsets coming back out to, what was it? Waist trainers. Have you heard about those? Oh my God.
Really?
You never heard of those?
No.
Well, let's go back for probably 100 years, I would say, or maybe more, I'm not sure. When corsets were the biggest thing ever for girls, that's when they had fainting couches. This is how long we've been trying to lose weight. When they would have, people would actually, they had fainting couches, so people would actually faint when they
Cinched their
yeah,
weight.
when they cinched their waist. And they would go, you know, they would put their foot on their back, you know, somebody would help them, and they would cinch it in. And now I notice that the Kardashians are doing that, even to work out in.
Stupid.
So, you know, and they used to break ribs in the old days. They would break ribs so that you could wear these corsets. So, you know, so, and that now it's coming back. So it's like the worst thing since girdles. This is the newest thing to train your waist. You think you can lose weight by wearing a corset? You know, train your waist. I think it's just another excellent way to take your money to be part of that $160 million profit. That's all it is. So tell me, what's the worst thing you ever tried? Yours was obvious, which is probably, I would say, that more than likely the pills.
Yeah.
You know, anything?
You ever try?
I mean, I tried the Atkins diet for a while, but I was always hungry after, so it didn't last too long.
Oh, I lost all control of portions there. Because, you know, you could have a porterhouse steak, and you could have celery. You could have celery with cream cheese on it. And you could have everything you wanted in the very fattening thing. Yeah, that's not. And so that wasn't any good for me, and that's what messed me up, was the portion control, because once I went off of it, I had lost all sense of portion control. So that did not work for me. So, and I was never hungry, but I made all sorts of stuff. You know, I mean, I thought, well, this is great. I'm going to eat this all up, but all I wanted was an apple. What about you, Felicia? What was the worst thing?
Salad and water diet. My brother did it too at the same time. We just ate salad
And drank water?
drank water.
Was it just lettuce, or was it?
Well, it was lettuce and any green vegetable. Lettuce, cucumbers,
Oh,
peppers. Yeah.
Rabbit food.
rabbit food. And what's the worst part about that is you're never satisfied,
Right.
because you never have enough food in your stomach because you had no protein. Well, we did the no fat diet, and we ate those. We would eat, because it was the big thing. Our human resource person brought it into us and said, "Here, we watched a video of this no fat diet, and once that was it, that if we ate no fat, we were going to lose weight." Oh my goodness, pasta, bread, we were eating all of it.
I went on a no-fat diet once, and I was really religious about not putting fat in my diet, and my hair fell out.
And there you go.
Wow.
So
Well, I've never been that religious about anything because I'm an indulger, but I gotta say that that's very true. We were all getting grinders or subs, whatever you guys call them, every day. No mayonnaise, no cheese, but plenty of lunch meat, peppers, onions, lettuce, and we were having real grinders. At the end of a month, everybody had gained about 7 pounds. We were eating half pounds of pasta. I know, right? We were eating half pounds of pasta. I can't even tell you how ridiculous it was, because we thought, oh well, if it doesn't have fat in it, then it's you don't even have any worry. So, how can we spot a fad diet? Claims dramatic weight loss in a short time. Now I just tried that coffee stuff that my friend sent me from California. It's the latest thing that you drink this coffee every morning, and she dropped 2 sizes. She told me, and all
the
this stuff.
Cambogia stuff.
Yeah, whatever that stuff is, and terrible coffee. I'll admit that too. It's just awful coffee, and I had it every day, and nothing happened. And since it's barely FDA approved, then what was I putting into my body? None of that stuff in that aisle that's all about weight loss. Most of that stuff isn't approved by the FDA. So all those supplements and diet, the Dexatrim and, it's all, it's not approved. So those are the things that we really want to think about. So you went on the lettuce and water diet. Boy, that sounds just delicious. How long did that last, Alicia? Just curious.
For me,
Yeah.
about 4 days.
Yeah.
My brother did it for like a month.
Well, wow.
He lost tons of weight, but then
Gained
of course
it
he
back.
gained it back.
Yeah. And you went on you went on the grapefruit diet. That was one of your
And the
diets.
Dexatrim diet, and what was the other one? There was another one.
How about the liquid diets? Like Slim Fast, Optifast. What about any one of those? You could,
that's right.
low carb, liquid diet, detoxes, juices. I mean, juice diets. Come on, how uncomfortable. I'm thinking to myself, oh, a nice glass of wine? No. So, that Metrical, that's the one I was on, Metrical. Oh, that was nasty stuff. It tasted like chalk.
Ugh.
My mother would set the table and she'd bring out like a big plate of spaghetti with meatballs and bread and salad and all of this stuff. And she would put the Metrical in my place. And I'd have to sit at the table and drink my Metrical while the others had their food. That went on forever, and then she would get tired of doing it. Then she put me on the drinking man's diet, which was a precursor to, I believe, the Atkins diet. Do you remember that one?
Stillman diet.
I was only 13, so I wasn't drinking. Well, not that anyone knew about. No, I wasn't drinking. But yeah, the drinking man's diet. I think that was Dr. Stillman.
Oh yeah, the Stillman
The
diet.
Stillman
Yeah,
diet. That's
yeah.
where, because that was the era of martinis and all sorts of things like that.
Pussycat. Pink
What?
pussycats or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Pink-
but a lot
pink
of
ladies
martinis
or something like
actually,
that.
which weren't, which are going to have something to drink, I suppose, for low calorie. But that was the time of that. So that was what he was saying you should do, drink. And now I heard the new thing that wine is better for you than going to the gym. We were
Wow.
all excited about that one.
Don't we wish?
That was such wishful thinking. That was really wishful thinking. So, okay, so we've all tried something. And now, what do you think about the whole point of all of these is they tell you how fast you're going to lose it, but they never tell you how fast you're going to gain it. You can't lose weight one way and keep it off another. So if you lose weight by doing the Atkins diet or a complete high protein diet, can you do that for your rest of your life? It's just like anything. When you're losing weight, if you can't do it for the rest of your life, you're not going to keep the weight off. So you have to make it, it's like going to the gym twice a day. That's nonsense. It's just nonsense. That won't do you any good. It won't help you lose weight. And after an hour and a half of being at the gym, you're pretty much done. So that